500 years ago, a man by the name of Copernicus constructed a cacophony of convoluted calculations in order to justify the globe Earth model that we see today. That's so prevalent in our society. It's everywhere you look. It's in movie logos, movies themselves. It's in music videos. It's in video games. It's in children's cartoons. One of the first things you learn as a child when you walk into the classroom is that the Earth is a globe. Right after that, it's 2 plus 2. Why? That should be a red flag in itself. You see, the indoctrination goes so deep, so far, so widespread that we can't get away from it. It's everywhere we look. When you log onto your Facebook, in order to access your notifications, you have to tap on a globe. Did you notice that? Our minds have been so bombarded with these images, with these pictures of the globe Earth model, that we don't even question it anymore. And those of us that do question it, we're attacked, we're ridiculed, we're called names, retarded, idiot, uneducated. Oh, in actuality, we're the same ones that are trying to wake people up to a simple fact. Hey, you've been lied to. You've been lied to. Why are you attacking me? I'm trying to let you know that you've been misled. But people get upset about that because the indoctrination's just been so deep, and people have been so bought into this system since birth. Our grandparents were lied to. Our parents were lied to. We've been lied to. Our children are being lied to. And if we don't do something right now, to set the record straight, our children's children are going to be lied to. So what's the flat Earth offensive? Well, let's look at this as an analogy of a computer program. We have some corrupted software, so we need to do a hard reset. Now, how are we going to do that? In 3 steps. We need to spread truth, expose lies, and demand answers. Now, how are we going to do that? Well, we got to start engaging people in this thing. We got to call out the lies whenever we see them. When we see NASA posting a picture of a new star system, we need to call them out, telling them, yo, we know that that's CGI. Oh, that's some nice cartoons you got going on there. When we see a news article talking about how NASA has found a whole treasure trove of new planets. Oh, we found a new planet that can inhabit life. It has real water on it. Okay, I don't think so. We're spending billions of dollars on a yearly basis, giving our tax dollars to NASA so they can go find life on other planets when we have issues right here on this planet. So we got issues that we need to fix right here. So we need to start calling them out on these things. We need to fix our problems here before we spend all this money trying to fix things on other planets, supposedly. But we know there aren't any other planets. This is a flat, stationary Earth. This is a closed system. They haven't been to space. We know it. And when we do this, we're going to use the hashtag #FEOffensive to let them know that we stand together in the knowledge that the Earth is flat, that we've all been lied to, we've been deceived, and we're sick of the lies. So let's start asking questions. Ask people questions. Our mission is to get people to think. They start to think, we can free their minds, break the shackles from this system that's enslaved all of us, and we can move forward to create a brighter future. So what kind of questions do we need to ask? Well, as far as NASA goes, I mean, we can ask them about the International Space Station. Apparently that thing's supposed to be moving 17,000 miles per hour. 17,000 miles per hour? You know, when you look at the live feed, it looks like it's moving a whole lot slower than that. You know what I'm saying? And the crew, the astronauts on the International Space Station, they always look so calm. You know, they're always out there, you know, playing around, playing little games with water, doing their little experiments and all that. They're wearing football jerseys. They're getting in gorilla suits, things like that. We need to start calling them out when we see these things. You know, ask another question. Why don't we have a live feed of Earth? Why haven't we sent a satellite out into space, turn that thing around, get it sucked into the gravitational pull of the Earth? You know, the Earth has gravity, right? Why haven't we sent the satellite out there so it can get into the Earth's gravitational pull, turn that satellite around so we can get a live feed of the Earth spinning on a regular basis? We should have a 24-hour live stream of our planet. We can send these satellites millions of miles away to take pictures of galaxies that we're never going to see, but we can't get real pictures of our home? Why? Why? We need to ask that question. Oh, let me see. There was a news interview. Actually, yeah, there was a report where NASA, apparently they were looking to install snorkels into their spacesuits. Snorkels. You heard me right. If I understand correctly, snorkels are for swimming, right? Okay, fine. We'll ask them if they ever got those. Oh, let me see. We got the pictures of the Earth's core. The Earth's core. You remember when you were in school, you could see the Earth's core. It's got these layers. It's got the crust. It's got the mantle. It's got the core. It's all lava. But in actuality, there was a project that lasted about 12 years in Siberia, and they were digging a hole, and the deepest they got was 7.5 miles. So as far as the whole core, crust, mantle, this is the core and all that, no. You only got 7.5 miles deep. That cartoon, that's all speculation. We need to call them out on this stuff. You know, what about that low Earth orbit issue?
Unlike the previous program, we are setting a course with specific and achievable milestones. Early in the next decade, a set of crewed flights will test and prove the systems required for exploration beyond low Earth orbit.
What about in 1988, when this declassified NASA document came out, stating the fact that they are flying seemingly over a flat, non-rotating Earth? What about that? What about the Van Allen radiation belts? Did they ever figure out that issue? What about the Challenger crew? People have tracked down the original 7 Challenger astronauts, at least 6 out of the 7, and all of them seem to be alive and kicking. Some of them say it's not, no, that's not me. That's my twin. That was my twin that was part of the Challenger crew that exploded. And they've gone on to become professors at colleges, universities. You know, when we see these rocket launches, just watch some rocket launches. Go on YouTube. You're already here. Watch a rocket. Every time these things go up, they go up and then they curve off out into sea. They go diagonal after a while. If I understand correctly, space is that way. Why are you flying off that way? That's because they don't go to space, and we need to call them out on that. Call them out on this stuff. You know, when we look at the live feed, going back to that, you know, they're flying over the Earth, and what we see on this live feed, we see the curvature, and we see them flying over these continents, and none of the continents have any clouds, and you can see all these lights. You're like flying over Africa, and you can see lights from space. Like somebody can turn on their porch light, and you can see that light from, you know, hundreds of miles away. And everybody seems to have these bright lights. How did everybody get that? You know, look at some of the video from the International Space Station. You'll see all the women, they're in space supposedly, and they all perm their hair so it stays standing up. It looks ridiculous. You know, start asking questions about the moon landings if you haven't, or do some research on these things. Did you know that the moon is actually supposed to be orbiting around the Earth at 2,288 miles per hour? Doesn't really look like that when you look at the moon landings, the moon missions. You know, they're on there playing golf. You know, they got the little golf carts out. They got the little dune buggy riding around, you know, planting flags and all that. Oh, and speaking of the moon missions, let's not forget about this location. And then there's one question, I've been asking this thing a lot lately, and this kind of breaks down to the basics. You know, since you're all bound to the scientific method, how about linking me to the experiment where they caused the oceans to bend? Can you link me to that experiment? Nobody ever does. They never do. Ooh, and one of my favorite questions to ask this question, get good at this one. Other than Earth, can you give me an example of an enclosed system existing next to a vacuum without a physical barrier? Nobody answers that question. Great question I heard a few weeks ago. Heard that one, my eyes lit up. It's an awesome question to ask, and they never have an explanation for that one. So what are we supposed to do as far as this flat Earth offensive? You know, we need to energize this movement. Get active on whatever level you can. You can't dedicate your time to making videos or, writing music. Do whatever you can. Every voice needs to be heard in this. Some examples of things that you can do. You can write your news stations. You can support flat earth business owners. If people are selling things like art, books, posters, stickers, t-shirts. Speaking of t-shirts, wear a shirt that says the earth is flat. Wear a shirt that has the flat earth map on it. They're out there. They're on the internet. Take those stickers, put it on your car. If you don't want to put a sticker on your car, you can take a paint marker and write, the earth is flat. I did. Speak to people about this thing. Post flyers. Okay? If you feel the need to, make videos, post memes, write songs, write poems, do experiments, post the results of those experiments. Change the wallpaper on your phone or on your desktop computer. Whatever you want to do, however you want to represent. We need to get this to a point to where this is common knowledge within 5 years. Within 5 years, everybody needs to be walking around with the impression that they know for sure that the earth is flat, and that they are disgusted that we were lied to the way we have been for the last 500 years. This needs to be common knowledge. This is ridiculous because it gives us the impression that the world is limited, like we have limited resources, we only have limited room, there's only limited space, and that's nothing could be further than the truth. And the fact of the matter is, this is a fight. This is actually a fight. This is a counteroffensive. I would say the flat earth counteroffensive, but that's too long of a hashtag. Okay? This is the flat earth offensive. Because we've been in a defensive posture for way too long. So it's time for us to fight back. Okay? And whatever we can do, whatever way you feel the need to participate, big or small, we all need to be screaming with one voice. The earth is flat. You've been lied to. No more lies. No more defending what we know to be true. Now we take the fight to them. This is the Flat Earth Offensive. And if you're watching this, you are the resistance.